the ever popular cinnamon roll recipe. Chris, Jim, where else? Here it is. And I basically get it out of my KitchenAid book that came with my KitchenAid. It's the basic sweet dough. I will put the actual ingredients in the comments so you can go down and see what those are and get those all ready before you get started, okay? So what we're gonna do first is I've got a cup and a half of milk. I've got 2 softened sticks of butter. So I've got a cup of butter, a cup and a half of milk in here, and I'm gonna melt it in the microwave. I'm just gonna warm it so that it warms the milk, probably a minute and a half. And while we're doing that, while that's doing that, we'll put other stuff in the bowl. Okay, so we need a tablespoon of yeast. We need about a half of a tablespoon of salt. What else do we need here? We've got the milk. Oh, we got a sugar. Because I'm doubling this recipe too. So this recipe in the KitchenAid book is for 12, and we're gonna do 24 because I'm going to surprise one of my very, 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 very good friends for her birthday today. She loves cinnamon rolls, so I'm gonna do some raspberry and I'm gonna do some regular cinnamon rolls. A cup of sugar. And I hope she doesn't know because it'll be super exciting. All right. We have the yeast, we have the sugar, we have the salt. We've got the butter and the milk in the microwave warming up. So I'm gonna crack the 6 eggs in here is what we need now, the 6 eggs. I already did breakfast for my family, so I had 6 eggs left, so here we go. And there's the butter and the milk. So we'll put the dough hook on. We'll turn this up. We'll pour in the milk and the butter. All right. Let's make sure we have everything in there. We've got the salt, the butter, the eggs, warm water. We need 2/3 cup of warm water. I just use hot tap water. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna mix that up. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in 2 of my scoops, those plastic scoops that I use, the 4.5 cup one of flour, and then I will put this back up and we'll start beating it. It gets a little loud when I'm beating it, so I wanted to let you know what I'm doing. So I'll put all the flour in at once, and then I'll have some extra flour in case we need it. The thing with this dough is you don't want it to really clean the sides of the bowl. You want it really soft, if you will. It's a softer dough. It's harder to rise. So I normally always, sometimes in the wintertime, I'll make this dough at night. Let it sit out all night long and rise, and then in the morning I'll roll it out because it's so hard to rise. But it's humid today, and so we're gonna still put it in there with boiling water, and hopefully we will get it to rise quickly because I have to leave in about 3 hours. All right, there's flour. Flour's in. Here we go. It's gonna get noisy. Put the bowl up. I'm gonna put on speed 2. While that's going there, I'm gonna warm up my water in the microwave so that I can pour it in my steel bowl in the oven when it rises. I'll show you. like it needs a little more flour. So I'm gonna put a little bit more flour in, probably another half a scoop. Put it all in. I can always add more water if it's too tough. And then you start slow, because otherwise you get flour everywhere, which I've been known to do. Right, good. It's all incorporated in now. On this dough, I want it to stick to the bottom a little bit because that's going to make it a lot easier to work with once it's risen. So we'll just keep watching as it works in. It's looking good. It's starting to stick to the bottom. I don't know if you can see that or not. You see how it's getting smoother on the sides? That's what you want. You want to really get that gluten activated and the yeast activated. Okay, it looks pretty smooth, which is about perfect timing because my water is almost done. So I'm going to take this out. My KitchenAids work hard for them. Holy cow. I couldn't live without my KitchenAid. I probably could. I don't want to. I'm going to just grab some Pam. We're going to spray this all on the sides. I'm going to flip it because we want it to double in bulk. I'll flip that dough around a little bit. So everything is greased up really good. So it's going to fall right out of the bowl. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to put this in my oven, cover it with a towel. The oven is off, and I'll put the boiling water in, and I will be back. Okay, we're back. So just to give you a timeline, so I made the cinnamon roll, put it in the oven to rise. In that time, after that, I made my roll dough, because rolls are also her favorite. Those rose huge, that I had to reheat up the water, heat up the oven a little bit, shut the oven off, and it's now, so it's been an hour and a half, if not an hour and 45 minutes. So just to give you a timeline on the amount of time it takes for the cinnamon roll dough to rise versus the regular roll dough. So I'm gonna leave that still rising as we just make the insides, and then the rolling out is super fast. So I have, for the, we'll do the raspberry first. So for the raspberry, I'm gonna melt a half a cup of butter, and then there is a 1/3 cup of brown sugar in here, and then there is half a cup brown sugar, 1/3 cup of white sugar. I'm gonna melt the butter. Okay, while that's going, I will get my rolling pin. And my marble rolling pin, remember? Love this thing, love, love, love it. And then I'll get my dough out, and I will show you the dough. Okay, so I pulled my dough out. My bowl with my water is still in the oven, and I just turned it on at about 250, so we'll let that warm up while we roll this out. Look at this. Look at that gorgeousness. You can tell that that has now risen. Okay, so I'm going to split this into two because I'm going to do two different ones. I'm going to do a raspberry. I'm going to do 12 raspberry cinnamon rolls, and I'm going to do 12 cinnamon rolls. And they're actually raspberry sweet rolls. There's no cinnamon. Okay, and you don't want to work this a lot. I'm just going to put this little piece here into a ball. And then we will roll out this little piece. You do not need a lot of flour. I've got the butter all set now. It's completely melted. We're gonna just pour that in to the sugar and the brown sugar, stir it around. So you want it all nice and juicy, so you can literally just pour it right on. Okay? Looks like that. All good stuff. Looks like that. Spilled a little bit. All right. Now, I'm just going to roll this out. You don't need a lot of flour because you don't want it to move a lot. Some people use floss to cut their cinnamon rolls. I just use a sharp knife. I've got 3 cups of raspberries, and I've not done this before with fresh raspberries. I do have fresh raspberries today. I've always, in the recipe, it calls for frozen raspberries. So you can see that's about the size of my dough. I'm going to just pour this butter and sugar on here, and then I'll spread it all around. Just like that. You want it to go to the edges because otherwise your end cinnamon rolls will have no yummy stuff in them, and they have to have yummy stuff in them, right? Also, I have my pans all greased. You definitely want to make sure they are greased. All right, yum, yum. All right, here's our raspberries. All set, ready to go. You just pour them on, just like that. Spread them out so all of your cinnamon rolls get raspberries in them. These are gonna be so yummy. All right, make sure you get some down to the ends. Perfect. All right, we're gonna roll this up. Now, because it took a little longer to rise, I am a little tight for time, so Lord willing, we'll have these all done in time to bring them to bed for her birthday. Her 2 favorite things, rolls and cinnamon rolls, are going down. I just normally lift this last piece up because then I'm going to pinch it so that the rolls don't come apart. I'm going to put 6 of these in the 12 pack for my family, and then I'm going to put 6 of them in a tin foil to bring with me. So we don't have to do dishes. Sorry, I cut this in half, and then I cut that half in half. Oh shoot, and then it's supposed to be thirds. I normally do 24 at a time. Sorry, I'll put that one together. So look at these gorgeous big cinnamon rolls. So I'm gonna cut this half in half, and then I'm gonna cut them in thirds.